Here's Hopkins now out to kick it away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Yellow.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Get that quarterback at all costs.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he's taken down inside the 30. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Here we go.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And the Redskins scoop it. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Check three. Let's go right here. Look up. He's coming. We got jump.
Geis with the carry on second down. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 4 yards the pickup, first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. This to McLaurin out on the left side. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 11 yards there, first down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down for the...
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. From 8 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's good, and the Redskins take a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Redskins 7, Chiefs nothing. Dustin Hopkins set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Mahomes, buying time, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Marcus Smith, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. Throwing now is Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick, and he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Partner, we've heard it once, we've heard it 1,000 times. Don't throw late down the middle.
And he did. We see the end result.
Yeah, what you have to do is you've got to make sure you manipulate those defenders with your eyes and your head, maybe even some body movement to move them a little if you're going to come back late down the middle.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. 2nd down. Haskins rolling to his right. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Redskins with the football here to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you got to let them play. And the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down. Steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Montez Sweat. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Mahomes going to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion, or even worse, an interception.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Williams loses the football, and the Redskins scoop it. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. The toss right to Geis. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Going deep here for Watkins. This is caught. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 63 yards, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Mike spot 9. It's a party now. It's a party now. 59, Mark. Check, 59. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Throwing now, Haskins on first down. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, Charles, if you think so far the early part of the preseason, who has stood out? If you take a peek back at the draft, the first round, it was pretty defensively minded, but there were 3 quarterbacks taken. Kyler Murray first, Daniel Jones 6th, Dwayne Haskins 15th. Of those guys, they've looked pretty good.
I agree with you, Brandon. When you talk about those 3 quarterbacks, and you're right, the rest of the draft, we're talking about big linemen, right? We're talking about defensive players, not a lot of skilled players in the first round. But let's take the quarterbacks very quickly. Kyler Murray, by acclamation, went to Arizona. Everyone excited about it. And I think his team remains excited about his prospects. They're eager to see him play. He became the starter as soon as he was drafted. Daniel Jones, that was a different situation in New York. The fans weren't real excited about him coming in. But the reason they drafted him has a similar demeanor and talent to Eli Manning, and he's acquitting himself quite nicely in the early going. And Dwayne Haskins a little more up and down in Washington, but they love the big arm of this guy, and he's back at home. Remember, he grew up in Potomac, Maryland.
Go, we got it. Go. Shoot. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
On first and 10, it's Haskins. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. I'm scared. Mike, check. 59. Haley. Check me out.
Second and 10 now. Haskins. And this is caught at the 8. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Chris Thompson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 29-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee.
It's caught at the 10, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And with the clock at all zeros, they get the touchdown to make this just a one-score game into the locker.
And you know what else it does? Besides boost their confidence, it doesn't change your game plan in it. See, if they're down bigger going into the half, you may have to revise what you plan to do in the second. But now in this spot, within one score in striking distance, you go ahead and keep playing and do what you've worked on all week long.
The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Frank Clark. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
He'll buy some time right. And that is incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on fourth. Here we go on fourth down. Haskins. That's to his running back, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They give to Peterson out of the gun. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On the ground, it's Geis. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face a third down.
Come on, dude. Mike 59. Mike 59.
Third down. Here's Haskins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
Check 59, Mike. Mike 59.
They're going to try and throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. He was looking for Paul Richardson there.
Well, let's have some fun while we have a minute here. Fantasy drafts are in full swing. I know I've got my family fantasy draft coming up, Charles. Who would be your top 3 picks? I know that you're a noted fantasy football expert, so who would you take?
Well, you've got to start with guys who are going to touch the football and put it in the end zone, right? You got to score points. How about Saquon Barkley with the Giants?
He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Now a pass that's taken in by Hill. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Hey, 43, 15.
On first and 10, here's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Mahomes again. He's got the first down inside the 10. This will be caught inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line.
Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an error in the game.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes scoring on the sneak from a yard out as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. And they wasted no time right down near the goal line, and they just sneak it in.
Just do what you need to do. Big guys going up front. Have the field general, the leader, just falling behind him.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 21. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 16 yards, a first down. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. On first down, Thompson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Thompson, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. From midfield now, Haskins. He can run for it, and he will. And avoids the contact by sliding. Haskins, not the most mobile of quarterbacks, but delivering there on the scramble to pick up the first.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Peterson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down, it's Thompson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. A lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Geis. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. On the ground, it's Thompson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, tight. Check 3. Alert flare. Hey, flare on. Mike, check 59.
Now it's Haskins. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably great.
Oh, and you can forget overtime. This is going to be a safety in the final minute of the game. Oh, my. And I don't know that I've ever seen a tie game decided in the final seconds because of a safety.
It's just an absolute disaster, Brandon. You're thinking you're going to at least get yourself to overtime. But how about this defense? They said, we're going to take matters into our own hands, and this will be an unbelievable victory if it holds up.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's.
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Past the 20. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock gets all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Kansas City.
chips that